Today, I'm going to make a tool I've never made before, in a way in which I've never seen anybody else make it before. What could possibly go wrong? Hello, welcome back to DarkenEmber Forge. Today, I am going to make a spring fuller tool for the Hardie hole here, out of two separate pieces of stock. I'm not welding. Today is kind of an interesting one because for the first time I'm using a known quantity. I have here some 1/2 inch 01 tool steel. Why did I pick 01? Is that the best suited for this? Not really. It's just what I ended up getting. And of course a piece of the mild steel that we've been using for pretty much everything so far. That's going to be the Hardie shank. That's going to be the striking end in the spring. Without further ado, let's get to it. Oh, we're off to a rockin' start, aren't we? This is where having a vise outside would be really handy, because I could just sort of wiggle things into where they need to be. It says smacking on it. Funny how things like that seem to work. It doesn't want to straighten like that. If I shoot here, tap it this side. Okay, well, I have folded one bar into a wider bar. Believe it or not, that is a good start. Good, and there's going to be some room to work on it. Well, some room to hammer it on it. There we go. Anyway, I want to clean this up and get this ready before moving on to the next side. I even accidentally left myself a nice little gripping spot. Hooray! Now if I just add the right size tongs to grip it properly. We were all lined up and now we're not. On the other hand, I wonder personally if I should even worry about it being all lined up and everything at this point in time. It's awkward when it's still hot, but very awkward. Roughly there. Yeah, that is roughly 9 inches. Just need to make a little mark to get ready for the next step. Need to be pulling it the other way into the weight of the thing. facing as opposed to away from it. Shit, that makes too wide a bend, doesn't it? Heat is rapidly going, but hey, got 90. Not bad, I suppose. It's a little wonky, but my little holding point has kind of folded over. Well, folded over has kind of slipped down with the rest of me. This is where I need some gigantic tongs. I wonder if my 3/4 would work here better than these would. Probably. You should all be a little too fat to get in there. Yeah, okay. Alright. Again, it's not the right tong for this job. But the size is about right. More heat. Honestly, this thing probably has no necessity of being as long as I made it. Huh. Crap. Yeah, well. I'm going to thin it down a little bit more and then I'm done with this for now. That tells me that my stand is pretty good at not catching on fire immediately. From the sharp chisel to the blunt one. Well, that wasn't as clean as I would have liked. I don't know how to do this properly. If there is such a thing as properly for this. So this is a gigantic mess for now. Sort of looks like a Taurus horn kind of thing. Taurus is in the bowl, not as in the shape. But for now, I'm going to set this on a brick, partially because I have no honest idea what to do with it. Let us see how fast I can ruin a nice piece of tool steel. So there is an awkward thing right off the bat. That mark will probably get lost the minute I heat it up. It's kind of an important one. I wonder if I can make a sort of a cold mark here on the edge of the anvil. Ah, oh, you were working just so well just a few minutes ago, comparatively. Well, that made a little dimple. It's enough that I can feel it. Yeah. That ought to do nicely. Yeah. Perfect. Alright. Tool steel into the fire, and let's see how fast we can overheat the dang thing. Before I do that, maybe I should measure the other side and mark it before I either go sailing past it as I'm getting excited doing things. Two marks. So between here and there, I'm going to flatten this out. That's the idea anyway. Onto the fire now. No dilly-dally. Oh my lord. Hell, maybe that mark I made was absolutely pointless. Good gracious. As much as that twist and turn. Now, one thing I've read that may or may not be true, I'm too young and dumb to know, is that tool steel is very, very, very argumentative. Argumentative? It's very, very bad to work at a low temperature. While the mild steels and such that I've been playing with, I can get away hammering on them when they're low like this. If I do that with the higher, but if I were to hammer on this when it's colder due to the smaller room for error in it, I could cause more damage than than I'm capable of dealing with. Throwing them on the ground is about the similar level of awkward for tool steel as it is for mild steel. No special, danger there as far as I know. Who knows, there could be some that are super impact sensitive, but that would seem to be counterproductive to, well, any kind of tool. sides marked so they're discreet and I know the part that I need to draw out. Okay, on to that long and exciting bit of drawing out. So I will, well, probably cue the speedy up bit. All ready for getting my own advice and not hammering on it when it's getting dark. Heck, I don't even feel comfortable straightening it that heat. So the camera died again. I went ahead and continued drawing out this chunk here so that I have 2 5-inch round ends that have more or less not been touched, and then this long roughly 1/4 inch piece in the middle that's going to get bent over for the spring part of the spring fuller. So now I had an idea on how I might be able to make this thing that I just sort of left in this awkward shape catch a hold of here. So I'm going to start out working on that. If things sound a little different, I'm trying the wind reduction on the mic, thinking that may or may not help with the forge, may or may not just garble everything. I might need to subtitle this whole thing or reshoot or re-record all this in post. I guess we'll see. Got the forge heating up. We'll see you at the anvil momentarily. Yeah, that's roughly set down halfway. Oh wow, it's been bent so tight it cracked there a little bit. Huh, that's worrisome. So don't hit it when it's dark. I'm going to heat that up and thin it out a little bit more, and then work on the other side. Do I start? No, don't start straightening it now. Worry about this end. Maybe worry about those back in line. Those are lined up. Now to start over here. This is going to be kind of tricky because it's all being eyeballed. I'll want this shelf to line up with the shelf on the other side. But like I say, being all eyeballed, it'll be somewhere in that area. Oh boy. Kind of had a false start there. On the other hand, that's looking pretty close to right. Trying to use some of the residual heat to straighten it out. That did not work very well at all. Wow. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of punking and clunking and smacking and whacking. On the other hand now, if I can get this other side bent over a little bit, that will make it much easier to get the two to come together, I think. At the very least, having these on the same line will make it much easier to get it all in the forge at the same time. Now we have a conundrum. How do? I don't know how to do this. Just don't have a good place to hold this without my tongs themselves getting in the way. Yeah, who'd have thunk that? The skinniest parts go in first. I'm making a modern art. And that pounding on it worked a lot better than I was expecting it to. That was sort of one of those desperation maneuvers right there. Now, more heat. Bounce a bounce. Flip you bugger. Trying to flip it by pushing up against the hammer doesn't seem to work well, does it? I have to say, for eyeballing, that's not bad, especially for me. I have never been good at eyeballing things. Drove my boss crazy when I was a concrete worker, way back in the long, long ago times. I'd be trying to use a mud rake to flatten out stuff for him. He'd be like, get that spot, get that spot, get that high spot. Like, what high spot? I can't see nothing. And they pulled the scree rake over it, and it's like, oh, there it is. I can see it now that the textures have been altered. As cool as it was making things in a very tangible way, I'm glad I'm not doing that anymore. Yeah, I made this thing way, way, way too big. Could have used less than half, well, half the stock at the very minimum. Gave me a very good idea as to where it's hitting. Cool. Make it fit one way or the other. I hope this works. Oh shit, I do not have the hand strength in that broken hand. Yep, I would need a whole different kind of tool for this. Or to draw it out a lot more. I think I'm going to heat up the whole thing and do that one more time just to get some more shoulders in there. And then maybe move on to the next step. Excitement! Let's see if I'm going to try and grab it like that. This will work a lot better. Oh, this is off to a great start. Was I doing it the other way? I think I was. This thing's just so cockeyed in places. It's a little bit out of whack here, a little bit out of whack there. On the other hand, I think this is up to a point that a little bit of cleanup will be what it needs to get it fitting better. All right, on to the exciting part.